So our next guest went from a small business to coding her way into a media mogul. That's right, mogul. That's impressive.
Mogul's always a great word. Tiffany Pham, founder and CEO of Mogul, a networking hub for women, is here to tell us how it all got started.
Welcome, Tiffany.
Thanks so much for having me. Excited to be here.
We are glad to have you because we need to know the secret to becoming a media mogul. Spill it.
Especially when, thousands of people have lost their jobs in the past week. I'm sure that a lot of people are very curious about this.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, mogul, there's so much to share, what it is and how to become a mogul. I guess just to start, Mogul is, as you've said, it is one of the fastest growing, largest female millennial platforms worldwide, enabling so many incredible women around the world to be able to connect, share information, access knowledge from each other, ultimately reaching their goals, realizing their full potential, and thus enabling all of society to reach its full potential. And so our ultimate vision is to enable anybody to realize that doing the impossible is the norm. How I became a media mogul, I guess, is ultimately by following this, which is that I believe that mogul is ultimately becoming the best version of yourself, becoming your best self personally, professionally, thus becoming the best daughter, sister, friend, team player, team leader. And so I think our platform enables anybody to be able to accomplish that.
So you're a judge on the TLC show Girl Starter. Tell us about that show.
I love that show. I'm still very close with many of the contestants from the previous season. It's a show that essentially rewarded incredible girl entrepreneurs by providing them with an amazing journey to be able to further develop their ideas into full-fledged businesses and ultimately invested in those that it thought should be the winners of the show. And again, I'm still very close with all of the contestants, so have helped many of them actually that didn't win apply to business school, get into Harvard Business School, and subsequently those that did win even again furthered along their business with my mentorship.
I'm very impressed by your background, Tiffany. Undergrad from Yale, MBA from Harvard Business School. So clearly becoming a mogul started with your education, your background. You were coding, and then you developed this platform, which I downloaded, by the way. And I found it very interesting because it asks you questions and you type a question about anything in the world and then tell us about the process and how it works.
Yeah, absolutely. So we are on the one side, a community that enables, therefore, for you to engage with any one of our channels, our app, our web, mobile web, to also socials, emails, events, and books. And through each one of these channels, you're able to engage with that channel in a way whereby you're able to ask questions. What's your obstacle now, your struggle, your challenge? And ultimately from that, be able to gain knowledge from our team, our resources, and the subsequent community to help you with that challenge and struggle with ideas, opportunities, insights to further yourself towards that goal and achieve it. And so the app that you're mentioning now is one that we're globally rolling out within the next month, and that will again enable you to share your obstacles, challenges, struggles, be able to then communicate that to our app and thus receive back our daily routine, morning to night, habits that you should be forming on a daily basis so that then you can achieve that goal within 30 days, 60 days. And then ultimately all throughout that journey, throughout which you're trying to achieve this goal, receive ongoing support from an incredible community using cutting-edge technology that we've proprietarily developed, enabling you to feel like you're truly in conversation with women all around the world as you go through this journey, because you truly are. And we're so excited to uncover this technology for everyone to see globally.
It's extremely impressive. I'm thinking, is someone on the other end of this talk having a communication or conversation with me rather? And yes, that is, it's in real time. Someone is communicating with me about my goals, my challenges. And in a sense, you're setting up women to become moguls in their own right.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're really excited about that. One global issue that we're solving in this way is the fact that women right now represent just 15% of share of voice globally. So by encouraging women to share their ideas, to speak up, we're accelerating this rate, hopefully to be 50% or more. On the other side, I know I just spoke about this very large B2C community that we have, but we're actually a B2B software company. We actually license software to over 100 or more Fortune 1000 partners and beyond that currently license our technology in order to attract top talent, to help their workforce further themselves through learning development webinars that we've developed internally, or else further engage together with their employees through our employee engagement resources. So our clients include everyone from Amazon, IBM, Samsung, Nike, J.Crew, Estee Lauder, Stanley Black & Decker, Microsoft, Accenture, and more. And again, they license our technology to attract more talent, thus helping our users. They engage with our webinars to again help our users further develop themselves inside the workplace, training their workforce to be more inclusive, and finally use our employee engagement resources, which include our annual Sold Out conference, actually now the third largest women's conference in the US, and subsequently also our national best-selling books, You Are Mogul and soon upcoming Girl Mogul, to again engage with their employees and help them become moguls inside the workplace.
A multifaceted platform. I am blown away.
Yeah, well, women don't have it easy. 2/3
Wow.
of student debt belongs to women. There's a pay gap that's been very well publicized recently. Do you feel like there's really women have to be in a forum with other women to understand and tackle these monumental challenges that they faced in the workplace?
Absolutely. I think that supporting one another helps lift each other up. And through that support, through that guidance, through that mentorship, intergenerational, multifaceted mentorship, then we can all rise to the top. So absolutely. That being said, Mogul is actually not women only. We actually are inclusive of all. So we're 73% women, but actually 27%
No,
men.
that's not too bad. Yeah.
Because we believe that we have to be all inclusive to actually create a global impact.
Equality means equality for everyone.
Exactly. So that's what we drive towards.
Sasha Sutcliffe, one of our viewers, wants to know, do you have any advice for young women looking to start their own business?
Absolutely. So much advice, but one of the first ones that come to mind is that obviously I'm sure Sasha has an incredible idea, wants to get started right away, and I hope she puts her idea down to paper. I hope you put your idea down to paper, start to mock things up, start to go out and sell, start to go out and pitch, start to reach out to your mentors, your role models, to come on board as advisors, as investors. Just get started. Even if it's not perfect at the beginning, just go ahead and get started.
There's no such thing as perfection, and I think a lot of people, before they get their idea in the world, are worried about what people will say.
Exactly. So many of my own peers have incredible ideas, but stop themselves because they're worried about being perfect at the very beginning. And Mogul, I actually taught myself how to code so I could build it myself. Thus, at the very beginning, it was so ugly. It was nowhere.
You were doing one line at a time.
Exactly. I was Googling how to build a search bar, things like that. But that didn't stop me.
But
I
you
was so
have to
proud of
start
it.
somewhere.
You have to start somewhere.
So just get started. And then final piece of advice for her is to just realize that a no is a not right now that will turn into a yes.
Oh my
I
God,
like
we
that.
all
So many
get
no's.
so many no's.
Exactly. So just keep going until the yes.
And speaking of coding, Sarah James wants to know, what advice do you have for someone looking to get into coding?
Oh,
Would you start with Google? You said Google or YouTube.
Absolutely. Well, I hope that this becomes life-changing advice because it changed my life, which was that I downloaded a PDF called Ruby on Rails Tutorial by Michael Hartl. Michael, Hartl, Ruby on Rails tutorial. It was 10 chapters, and I went through each chapter. The first one was so hard, and I mentioned this in case this audience member gives up after the first chapter, because I almost did. And that first chapter was on just what software to download, and I just couldn't get through it. And I know it sounds so embarrassing, and I was embarrassed about it, but actually that was the first chapter that taught me the discipline of what it took to become an engineer. So I persevered, and I hope she perseveres. And then the remaining 9 chapters were incredible, so fun. I was literally just so excited every single time, every single day to come back to my home and be able to teach myself how to code in the after hours, after work. And those 9 chapters were, again, enabling me to learn how to build a website from the ground up. And I flew through those 9 chapters within the next week and a half or so. So within the first month and a half of teaching myself how to code, I built the Mogul platform myself. So definitely a
That's
life-changing
pretty amazing.
experience.
And you
I
were
don't think
so
you should
diligent.
be embarrassed about not being good or being discouraged in the beginning, because in the end it happened.
Yeah, absolutely. So I hope everyone who hears this teaches themselves how to code, downloads this awesome PDF tutorial, and get started today.
Great advice for Sasha and Sarah. We thank you so much, Tiffany, for joining us. And I just want to commend you on your diligence, the work that you really put in to build
Yeah, you're
an
an example
amazing
for the rest
platform.
of us. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
All right. Thanks,
Thank you.
Tiffany.